We're back here with another Stihl chainsaw review, and this one is going to be a Stihl MS 261C. It's a smaller saw. I had a older 260 Pro that I just recently sold. If you watch the clutch repair kit, that was the saw I just sold, and I replaced it with this new model. If you watch the video on the Stihl MS 362 review, you've seen that it was the M-Tronic line of saws in the Pro Edition, and the same as well with this one. This, I believe, is the second biggest size in the Pro lineup of the Stihl chainsaws. So, of course, it's got the metal housing that it sits in. It's got the decompression valve, the M-Tronic carburetor, and an adjustable bar wheeler on it as well. So I picked this up for a smaller saw to kind of carry around instead of carrying that big saw. This one's mainly going to be used for just trimming up trees or bigger limbs that I can't get with my pole saw. That way I'm not running a higher powered big saw on little limbs. It's not good for them. So that's the reason we picked this one up. So I got it with the 16-inch bar. You can get it with 16, 18, and I believe you may be able to get it with the 20-inch. This one is the 325 chain. I think you can probably run a 3/8 chain on it, but I don't know why you'd want to with the smaller saw like this. This 325 works very well. I've had a couple weeks now of use on it. Got it probably about 2 weeks ago. Been able to run it for a little while now, get the break-in period done, and it runs pretty well. Compared to my old carbureted 260 Pro, I think it runs just as good. So no issues with the electronic carburetor yet. So I've been pretty happy with it. It seems to do pretty well on fuel. It'll run. Seems like it runs a little bit longer than my older one did, to where I have to refill it. So that's good. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good saw. It's got the integrated bar nuts here on the cover, so when you remove these, they don't fall out and get lost. So I really enjoy that feature. It's got the 3 little quarter turn bolts like the bigger saw to remove the cover. So hopefully you watched the 362 video. If you didn't, check that out. I'm not going to go as full as in depth on this video as I did in that one because it was pretty long, but just a basic rundown. Pretty much all the same stuff, but just a little bit smaller. The electronic carburetor, the twist on and off air filter, and the Stihl elasto start. So got the decompression valve, and it's pretty much the same features, just like I said, a little bit smaller. Really nice saw. These screws here are actually kind of nice to be able to get to the cover and clean your air filter out while you're out cutting wood, instead of having the old Torx bits and stuff that you had to pull 3 or 4 of them out and keep track of. So I'm pretty happy with this whole setup with the 16-inch bar. So I don't think I want to run an 18 or 20 just because I like the high engine rev that you get out of it with the 16. I don't want to lug it down like I said I did on the MS 362. I put that 25-inch bar in there, and it's just it works, but it slows it down just a little bit. So I'm going to keep this at 16. I might get some felling dogs for this, maybe some smaller ones, not quite as big as the ones I put on the 362, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Has a little bit different sound to it, not much. Same switch on the back here, the 3-position switch. Got warm start, cold start. It's got the decompression valve for starting, but you really don't need it with this little saw. Now, one thing I did notice that was a little bit different was this saw was actually, if you can look right here, it was actually made in the USA. My 362 is actually says it was made in Germany. I did a little bit of reading online. It says the USA made saws are a little bit less horsepower because they got to meet the emissions requirements, and the Germany saws don't have to meet those same requirements, so they run a little bit better. So I don't know if how true that is because I don't have another one of these in the German manufactured facility to compare it against, but it'd be interesting to know since you can't tune the carburetor anymore. But I feel like it does a pretty good job of tuning itself, and you don't have to worry about it getting too lean or somebody else borrowing it and messing with your carburetor settings. So anyway, hope this review helped you out. If you're thinking about buying one, I could say I could recommend you buy it. It's been a good saw. So hopefully this helped you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.